Compact SUV, a segment dominated by the Koreans with some credible challenge from these European cousins of late. And now there's a new challenger that boasts technology and features like none of the rivals. The MG Astor is the petrol counterpart of the now popular ZS EV from the Chinese British enterprise.
Now this is different, right? Usually we get to see electric versions of existing petrol-powered cars, but here's the Astor coming with enough changes that will help you differentiate this one with its electric sibling. So the grille with the celestial pattern with tungsten steel finish is a big giveaway. The headlamps are also different and the DRL patterns are also different when you compare it to the ZS EV. And finally, the bumper also is slightly redesigned.
The tail lights also have been reworked to offer a unique LED signature. The crossover look is complete with cladding on the wheel arches and doors, roof rails and big 17-inch alloys. That pattern is rather nice. The wing mirrors are heated, which is a segment first. The Astor badge at the rear is a little in your face, and interestingly, the ZS nomenclature also lives on. There's this brand new color, spiced orange they call it. In all, there are 5 colors to choose from. The Astor is taller, wider and longer than the Creta, Seltos, Taigun and Kushaq, but it's got a shorter wheelbase than those cars.
The first thing you notice inside the cabin of the Astor is this nice premium looking dual tone sangria interior. It is one of the 3 themes you can choose from inside the cabin of this car. Then there is the big 10.1 inch touchscreen system. This is horizontal, unlike the vertical one seen in the Hector. I like this layout more if you ask me personally. It's clear, it's responsive and it's got a lot of features. So overall more than 80 connected car features inside the Astor. We'll come to that in a bit. But generally talking about the cabin, here too MG is offering a lot of features. So the seats are ventilated and they are power adjustable as well. You get a 360-degree camera view, there's an air purifier and the car has got a huge panoramic sunroof.
Just how many of these features trickle down to the lower variants, we'll have to wait and see. The 7-inch fully digital instrument cluster provides some useful information and slick graphics as well. Again, no idea if base variants will get this or regular dials with an info screen at the center. MG began the trend of connected cars in India and the Astor just takes the story forward in a much bigger way. It is the first car to get an AI or artificial intelligence personal assistant in the company's global portfolio.
Hello Astor.
Hi.
The car debuts the new concept of car as a platform, a flexible software platform which allows a host of services and apps to enhance user experience during your ownership tenure. The Astor also hosts subscriptions and services including maps and navigation with Map My India. It gets geo connectivity through an embedded SIM and a first of its kind blockchain protected vehicle digital passport by Coin Earth.
I really like the interior because it's very plush and it comes across like that, as you've already seen those details. The screen as well, in terms of clarity and in terms of even its layout and proportion, may not be the biggest on paper in the segment, but really comes across as nice and full because you use most of it in terms of coverage area, and I like that. It's very responsive as well in terms of what it shows you and how easy it is to operate. The only thing I have a problem with is that you have to use this physical home button which is down below, and there's no back arrow on the screen itself, so that gets a little bit annoying like I said, but otherwise it's really packed with a whole lot. And Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, par for the course. You've also got a whole lot of the inbuilt telematics solutions, part of iSmart. All of that comes with the car. And then there is this little number. Hello Astor.
Hi. How can I help?
How is the weather today?
The weather on September the 27th in 2021 for Gigantor of Zolper is from 26.7 to 33.9 degrees Celsius, partly sunny, with thunderstorms at daytime and mostly clear at night.
Well, I wish we had some of those thunderstorms right now. It's blazing hot outside, but what you're seeing is a little robot-like thing which kind of looks at you. It also responds to the voice in terms of where you are in the car. So if you're on the passenger side, it'll turn towards you. It also has these cute little expressions and animations. If you think some of this is going to be distracting to you, well, the good news is that you can turn the screen and the AI assistant off, so that when you're driving at night especially, that doesn't distract you. But for the most part, you know, it's there, it's like a companion, and you can even do stuff like this. Hello Astor,
I am listening.
what's India's #1 automobile show on TV?
Auto at 8:30 p.m. The Carandbike Show Prime Edition. This show has been India's #1 automobile-based program for over 10 years. Every Monday gets the latest products, industry news.
Well, you get the idea. Artificial or not, intelligent it is.
The AI assistant speaks in the voice of celebrated Paralympian athlete and Padma Shri winner Deepa Malik.
I'm here.
It can also understand 35 commands in English. The car gets another innovation using a smartphone app.
Now, one of the cool features here is that I don't need a physical key to lock or unlock or even start the engine of the Astor. The digital key feature in the iSmart app will do that for me. Just press a button and you can just unlock the car or even start the engine.
The digital key feature will come in handy in many situations, also because it needs no network connectivity and so will work in basements. That's because it uses Bluetooth to connect to the car.
On the second row, you can control a lot of functions on the touchscreen system once again through the iSmart app, so that's a handy feature. Overall, looking at the wheelbase, the sense of space isn't too bad. The legroom and the thigh support especially are just about adequate. They could have been better, but they're not bad as well. But what I like more is the seat angle and the headroom that I get. Use the center armrest. Let 2 people sit here and that will be more comfortable than 3 people sitting here. But if 3 are sitting here, the good thing is that even the middle passenger gets a 3-point seat belt.
So while the conversation about the tech and interior can go on and on when it comes to the Astor, there's also the small matter of how it drives. Just like the 2 recent entrants to the segment from the VW Group family, the Astor also gets 2 petrol engine options. You get manual and auto gearboxes. The range topper is the 1.4-litre turbo petrol, which makes 138 brake horsepower and 220 Nm. A 6-speed automatic comes as standard here.
That's a nice strategy from MG that you've got the 2 different petrol engines, so you can play at different price points with that. It's smart, and what's nice is that you've got the higher end turbo option, because of course that tells you a little bit more progressive, a little bit more modern. You've also got the 6-speed automatic only option at the start. Maybe there'll be a manual later, we'll see. So all of this looks really good on paper. The engine itself is not the most electric, it's not very powerful, but you know what the huge advantage is? It comes across as extremely refined. That's something buyers in this segment will like. It's also married really nicely to the gearbox.
You can have a manual with the other engine. Here the naturally aspirated motor makes 108 bhp, but gets the 5-speed manual or CVT transmission options.
So the handling on the car is pretty good, and that's something I think a lot of you will like, especially the ride quality as well, especially for our road conditions, bumpy roads, etc. You will find it quite nice, though the car does sit a little bit low. I mean, you get a sense of it not being as tall as some of the rivals, but you know, for me that's not a problem because it does look like a crossover on the outside, and frankly that appeal is fine. Where I think there is an advantage is a special feature where you get 3 different modes on the steering wheel. You've got the urban mode where things are nice and loose and relaxed, and frankly a lot of Indian buyers are going to like that. It's helpful especially in tricky parking or narrow lane kind of situations, U-turns, etc. Nice and smooth. Then you've got the normal setting, which I don't have to explain. It kind of maintains a balance between it being a little bit stiff and being very easy to maneuver. And then you've got that stiffer, sportier feel on the dynamic mode setting, which of course I like. It is helpful on highways when you're driving at higher speeds, some cornering, etc. That's where you will really appreciate it. The fact that it has these 3 modes though is nice.
The car feels taut, and that's where its compact proportions help. The steering is reasonably precise and so are the brakes. While initial acceleration is not instant, the car's cruising capability is pretty good. Sound damping is also well done, so the cabin is quiet and feels premium. Handling is okay, and the Astor will certainly not feel as sporty as a Taigun TSG for example, but the car remains composed and there are no vibrations at higher speeds. The MG Astor also comes with advanced driver assistance systems along with level 2 autonomous technology. MG has partnered with Bosch for this, and the Astor uses 6 radars and 5 cameras, allowing it to manage 14 driver assistance functions.
These features are integrated nicely into the touchscreen system, so it's very easy to access them and use them. Take the lane keep assist for instance. It works really well at speeds over 60 km per hour. The system tries its best to keep you within your lane. It gives you alerts. The steering wheel gives you feedback so that you're careful about which lane you're driving in. Then there are more features like adaptive cruise control, forward collision warning, automatic emergency brakes, all very handy in Indian traffic conditions. And the car then also comes with something called the speed assist system that has 3 modes including an intelligent mode. Now what it does is that if it senses a road sign, a speed sign on the road, and if you're overspeeding, it brings down the speed of the car by itself to be within the speed limits.
That's not all, you also get rear cross traffic alert, lane change assist, blind spot detection and intelligent headlamp control. However, it is likely that ADAS will feature only on the Astor's top variant. The Astor also comes with 27 standard safety features including ESP or electronic stability program, traction control and hill descent control. There are additional safety features like 6 airbags, ISOFIX mounts, TPMS, all 4 disc brakes and an electric parking brake. We expect the Astor to be priced between 9 and 18 lakh rupees ex-showroom. It is slated to go on sale in the market in the next few weeks, bang in the middle of the festive season. The going will not be easy as there are some established rivals vying for the buyer's attention. And there's also no diesel here. But MG is known to offer more for less and many segment-first features. With aggressive pricing, the Astor could make a considerable dent in the compact SUV segment.